It's a big weekend for the service academies in the Boston area. But before Army and Navy get going on the football field tomorrow, the Army men's basketball team makes the trip up from West Point to play Harvard. A series that started in 1904 gets renewed tonight as the Crimson and the Black Knights square off in Cambridge on Nesson. Hi everybody, welcome to Levites Pavilion alongside Donnie Guarinoni. I'm Alex Vispoli. We'll check in with our sideline reporter Adam Giardino in just a little bit. Well, this should be a fun matchup. You've got two teams with young players in starring roles.
Absolutely. Two young teams with a great opportunity to get a win tonight, right? If you're the Harvard Crimson, you're coming off of a tough road loss, and it'd be great to get back on track on their home court. And then if you're the Army Black Knights, to get a win versus the Harvard Crimson team that's been off to a great start as another young team this season.
Well, the Black Knights have had a lot of mixing and matching in the lineup under first-year head coach Kevin Cook, but one guy who's been in there every single game for good reason has been their star freshman, Josh Scovins.
Yeah, Josh Scovins, he's a guy that can do a little bit of everything on the floor. He's a strong driver, can get to the rim, especially against bigger and slower defenders. He can stretch the floor and knock down open threes. And then one of the things I'm really curious to watch tonight is he's a big-time offensive rebounder that could really help their team get a W here tonight.
As you mentioned, Crimson coming off a lopsided loss at Loyola Chicago over the weekend, but they got another strong performance from sophomore Chisam Akpara.
Chisam Akpara, Mr. Do-It-All. This guy, to me, has been the X factor for the Crimson. He can score in a variety of ways. He's a strong physical player with guard skills. He's built like a forward. He plays like a guard. Gets to the rim, crashes the glass, big-time defender, and can knock down open threes as well.
Take a look at the head-to-head stats between the two teams, and Army has struggled a bit offensively, but they'll try and take advantage of maybe a disadvantage for Harvard on the boards without Justice Ajibor.
You're absolutely right. You look at the numbers, most of the statistical stats go in the favor of the Harvard Crimson, but something that the Army Black Knights can definitely do is get on the glass, especially long offensive rebounds, get second chance opportunities for their team to stay in this one and maybe get a win.
And let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Army Black Knights. They start three guards. We mentioned earlier Josh Scovins. He'll be in the front court with Abe Johnson. Ryan Curry, the other part of a fantastic freshman duo, is in the backcourt along with Kendall Haley for Kevin Kuig's club. And for Tommy Amaker's Harvard Crimson, we told you about Chisam Akpara. Thomas Batiste starts up front as well. The guards, Malik Mack, the outstanding first year, along with Chandler Piget and Louis Lesmans. Mack, 25th in the nation in points per game and the top scoring freshman in Division I men's basketball. Our officiating crew, Guy Pagano, Mamadou Ba, and Tommy Deneen, here from Levites Pavilion on a Friday night. A lot of Army fans in attendance with the big game tomorrow against the Mids. Should be a fun atmosphere for the first matchup between these two programs since 2009. Black Knights and Abe Johnson. This is Curry. Shot clock down to 6 on the first possession of the game. Into the hands of Scovins. In the lane, he's bothered by Akpara, who grabs the loose ball.
Should be a great matchup tonight to watch between number 4 Scovins and number 10 Akpara. Very similar players.
There goes Akpara. He's denied by Johnson. Abe Johnson, 6'8" forward from Missoula, Montana.
See right here, number 10 Akpara taking it hard to the basket. I mean, seriously, if you look at him and number 4 Scovins, these guys are mirror images of each other.
And a takeaway, TJ Small goes to the rack, left it short. Johnson gets it underneath the cylinder and scores.
2 possessions in a row right there that the Black Knights are trying to go inside number 54 Johnson. That time he delivers.
One thing that Tommy Amaker really preached to his team after the game against Loyola Chicago was discipline on defense. Really feels like that is where it all starts for his team. Of course, missing Justice Ajibor. That's a big defender out as this one goes off the fingertips of Lesmond, and it's turned over by the Crimson on back-to-back possessions.
Yeah, it's been a big storyline without Mr. Justice Ajibor out there, one of the elite shot blockers, not only in the Ivy, but in the country. That presence down low is opening up a lot of at-the-basket opportunities for Harvard opponents.
Tommy Amaker says he erases a lot of mistakes that we make on the defensive end. We might slip up, but it doesn't matter because he makes a big block or provides a great presence close to the basket.
At a minimum, he makes the other team think about it. And he's always going to be there.
Three ball, Curry, it's in and out.
Nice shot gets the rebound. Curry right there. He's one of the guys that needs to get going. He's an elite shooter for them. Again, another talented, young, first-year guy. But back to Justice, like he used to make guys think every single time they drove, and it was a huge difference.
Akpara finds a cutting PJ. Good find by Chisam Akpara and the sophomore Chandler PJ from Houston, but finished up his high school career at Phillips Exeter Academy in New Hampshire. He scores. He's had a big season, averaging 8.5 points a game, but even more importantly than that, he is one of Harvard's key defenders on the perimeter. Haley gets it batted by Mack right back into his hands. Scovins thinking about it, pulls the trigger. Lesman the rebound.
He's capable of making that shot. If you're Harvard, you're okay with a contested three, though.
Army has had a tough start to the season shooting as Mack misses the layup. Scovins comes away with it. Army is a team, we noted the offensive numbers, averaging 60 points a game. That's 346th in the country as Scovins left it short. Lesman another rebound. Piché absorbs a foul from Kendall Haley. First foul on either squad. As Tommy Amaker, you take a look, his 16th season. You know, his old college coach, Mike Krzyzewski, of course, was a student at the United States Military Academy and then eventually took over as the head coach.
That's right.
Had an opportunity to go on a recruiting trip back when he was at Duke with Coach K, and they took a detour off to take a look at the West Point campus there as Lesman leaves that well short, but an offensive grab. Akpara, Max sees an open lane, but misses another lay-in.
Got away with goaltending there. Some contact on the rim by one of the Army players. Got lucky there.
Three ball, TJ Small.
Nice looking stroke there by number 35 Small. I tell you what, that's what Army's going to need to do. Come up with all 50-50 balls, secure all rebounds, get out transition, and get some easy open looks.
Small shooting under 30% from three for the season. That's a good sign for the Black Knights. Akpara bothered by the length inside, and a foul going either against Scovins or Johnson. It will be the first on Josh Scovins. Coming off a career-tying 16 points in Army's win on Tuesday night. They played Lemoyne, and Kevin Kuick happy with the team, with the way they've responded since a blowout loss against Central Connecticut State. And still knows that it is a work in progress with such a young team.
No question. Right now, the Army Black Knights, they're just laying the foundation for a new era in their program with the first-year head coach and Coach Kuick. And he'll have them right on track sooner than later. And then obviously we saw Coach Amaker earlier. What he's done here in the Ivy League, we all know. 7 championships in the last 11 years. Unbelievable.
Chisam Akpara splits the free throws. And it's 5-3 Army nearly 4 minutes in. This is Blake Barker who entered at the last whistle. Into the hands of the Montgomery, New Jersey native Ryan Curry. Slashes his way, runs out of room. Curry on the drive, a kick out. It's Small again, frees himself up for another triple, not this time.
Great look.
The rebound.
Great pump fake, and Harvard doing a good job right now securing rebounds. You don't want to give these guys second chance opportunities, especially with guys like Scovins who are big time offensive rebounders.
Akpara, tough two to tie it. 3 points early for Chisam Akpara, Bronxville, New York sophomore.
Yeah, I like what Harvard's doing right now. They're going into Chisam Akpara almost on every possession right now.
Curry dances through the lane, kick out, three ball. Won't go down, but a foul on the floor. Three was taken by Barker, who's coming off a career-high 20 points in the win over Lemoyne. Timeout on the floor, but the Black Knights off to a good start in a tie game. Right now, the aggressiveness by Army has made life difficult for Harvard to settle into its offensive game plan. That was A.J. Allensbach who jumped out on this ball, and it'll still be Harvard basketball, but nothing coming easy right now for Harvard when they have possession.
That's exactly right. Army right now playing very physical and trying to disrupt that Harvard offense, and doing a great job getting the passing lanes, denying one pass away, and just being physical overall.
Charlie Peterson, one of the Army captains, has checked into the game as well. And we get a whistle against Akpara and Harvard right off the inbound.
Yeah, it looked like he stepped right across that sideline, stepped in a little bit too early.
So Harvard turns it over before they can even let loose the basketball. These teams do have a common opponent. Both played Indiana. In Indiana, although Harvard played in Indianapolis. There's a three ball. It's shy by TJ Small, who made his first, missed his last two. Tommy Amaker said, Army played Indiana as well, maybe better than we did, and we gave Indiana all that it could handle. Akpara to Lesmond, to corner three. Harvard waiting for its first, and the rebound by Blake Barker.
Good pass, good look. Give Louis Lesmond, number 23, those open looks. He'll make more than he misses.
And Small draws a whistle. That'll be a foul against Akpara. First one on him. And Tommy Amaker said, Army, you look at their record, 2-7. They're a lot better than that record would indicate. The record can sometimes lie to you. And you look at Army's wins, and you say, okay, they played a Division III school in one of them, in a Lemoyne squad, which is in its first month as a Division I men's basketball program. You'd say, well, where's the quality win? But it's not necessarily about those results. They always play hard. You always know that an Army squad is going to give you everything it has. It's going to be tough. And speaking of tough, Ryan Curry driving the lane for two more.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. You're watching this game right now. This is a disciplined, tough, connected team right now, these Army Black guys. I've been impressed just in this early few minutes of this game.
6.5 minutes in, Army has not trailed. Denim Wojcik out to Batiste, and Harvard's still waiting for that first three ball to go down.
Another great defensive stance by Army, all helping in all the right areas, really selling out on the helps ID on the ball screen rolls by Harvard and forcing perimeter shots.
Small to the basket, yes, and the foul. TJ Small, Kenner, Louisiana native. 5 early points with a chance to add one more.
Nice drive right there by 35. Good looking guard. Good size to him, good strength. Making his presence felt early in this game. And that's where we talked about earlier. We're probably missing Mr. Ajibor right there because at a minimum, he's coming over to contest that shot and at least change it or block it.
A first-year player, Luka Ace Nesteski, picks up the foul. He's from very masculine-sounding Manly, Australia. Black Knights up by 4.
Ace Nesteski, offered a professional rugby contract early in his youth athletic career.
Yeah, the toughness is there. As Piget gets a foul drawn on him, as he'll go to the free throw line. That's the second foul on Army at this point, or the fourth, excuse me. So already Army racking up the fouls. This is the 25th time these programs have met. First time since 2009 when the Black Knights won by 3. As you see, the series been a little bit tilted in favor of Harvard since the Ivy League came into play. A lot of the matchups came in the first half of the last century.
Yeah, it's impressive when you think about how far back these institutions go and these programs go. There's two historic, prestigious universities in our country, both producing so many iconic leaders and contributors to our society that have gone on to change our country and the world.
The Black Knights in a period of transition here with Kevin Kuick, the former Notre Dame player, now head coach, as Piget goes 1 for 2 at the line. Here's the drive by Barker. No, but an offensive rebound by Allensbach. Good defense and a takeaway by Piget. Piget to the basket. He's got it in the foul.
Great defensive stance right there by number 13. That's what he can do, 13, Piget. He's one of their best perimeter defenders. He has active hands. You see him get a piece of the ball, comes up with it, and then he has the strength and the skill to finish in contact. There's the contact and one. Great drive by Mr. PJ. There it is again. Eyes up on the rim. Great concentration.
Kwabena Davis called for the foul. Chandler PJ grew up in overseas style of basketball, grew up in Europe. His father was his coach, and he learned a lot about the fundamentals playing that European style. He played a bit in Japan as well. And when he came over to the United States, he had to adjust to the American style, where it is so much more based on physicality and athleticism and the power component. So he's really blending both of those styles nicely.
No question. They come from another military background, fitting for this game. But he's a mature sophomore, to say the least.
Peterson, one of the most experienced players on the team, airballed the hook, and then it falls out of the hands of Allen Spot. But it will stay with the Black Knights, making the trip up from West Point yesterday, and they will stick around to go to the Army-Navy football game at Gillette Stadium tomorrow. The reason that this game was scheduled up here and tonight. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball knocked around and out of bounds with 1 second to shoot here for Army.
Gonna have to get something up to the rim right here, probably into the paint for either a tip-in or a quick catch and shoot.
Will be inbounded by Dylan Blair. Here's Barker, and this shot won't count. It was a quick buzzer on the shot clock. It was probably less than a second.
Quick 1 second, to say the least.
Army might send up an investigation as to there's a hometown clock operator here at Levites Pavilion based on how quickly that was.
The 31 Barker was looking around like, hey man, I'm pretty sure that wasn't a 1 second clock.
Xavier Nesbitt into the game for Harvard. Here's Wojcik, and he traveled with it. And so a turnover by Harvard will take us to a timeout. Army and Harvard, it's been a good start. Level at 9, and Chandler PJ has 6 points to lead all scorers. Looking to drive, 2 seconds to shoot, has to huck one up. And rebound comes over to Nesbitt, who keeps himself from falling out of bounds. Good defense by Harvard. It's an Army team that will often use up most of the shot clock. They don't play at a breakneck speed offensively.
Definitely a good defensive stance, but I thought Army kind of bailed out Harvard there.
3-ball Nesbitt, and Harvard takes its first lead.
Nesbitt stepping up the big shot. And what I mean by that previous possession is that you had Ace Mesteski, the big fella, number 35 for Harvard, on number 2 Curry, and then Army set another ball screen which allowed them to switch to a more favorable matchup for Harvard.
A 3-ball for Nesbitt, his second with Harvard. Here's a steal by Tyler Simon for 2 more.
Tyler Simon, number 0, a Houston native, another guy capable of getting in passing lanes, using his athleticism and his length to come up with easy steals and opportunities.
Got a chance to play in his hometown when Harvard went down to Rice and got a win in Texas earlier this season. Have gotten off to a better start than I think many would have anticipated, as Curry with the shot clock late again kicks it out. Barker 3, and that was one that was sorely needed for the Black Knights.
Very good offense right there by Army. Everything made sense. Great ball screen versus the drop coverage. Harvard and the snake dribble by number 2 to the open kick out. Number 31 for a great 3. 31 Parker knocking it down.
Akara gives it up. Number 2 hot for Wojcik to handle. More than halfway through the opening half, it's a 2-point Harvard lead and a foul called on Curry here. He's got his palms up wondering, who, me? That is the 6th Army foul, so free throws from here on out after the dribbling by Wojcik.
Good
Actually
call.
going to get Jared Cross for that foul.
The right call, definitely some contact there.
Nesbitt, this is a 2. Rebounded by Johnson, and a foul on Ace Mistersky. One of those overeager, try and recover the offensive rebound fouls And that's an area where they really miss Ajibor. The offensive glass, as much as he contributes offensively with some scoring, it's getting those second chances that he was often so good at. And with Justice Ajibor, he missed it last week, announced hand surgery, expected to miss the next month and a half or so. They hope to get him back later in the season.
Yeah, no question. He just, his presence on both ends of the floor was something that really helped Harvard. He drew a lot of attention from the opponent's defense and opened up skip passes and other things. And anytime he jumps, he's favored to get that ball because he's a major athlete that can really get up.
The ball was deflected into the backcourt. Curry spinning, floating. Rebound Johnson, and a foul on the floor on the Crimson.
Tell you what, number 2 Curry, he is a very good looking young player right there. Now, he misses the floater. And we see the big time rebound right there by strong 54 Johnson going up. But Curry has game, number 2. I mean, it's a bright future between him and Scovins and some other guys on this team. But he can really play. You can see it in his game.
Kevin Cook raved about his competitiveness as Parker too strong on the 3, but an offensive rebound by Cross and then turned over. Mack has had a quiet start to his game, still waiting for his first points, but Harvard leads by 2. Lesmond to Okpara, playing with 2 fouls. Lesmond, extra pass, and good ball movement by the Crimson.
Yeah.
Louis Lesmond's first points.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more of that, where they're trying to play inside out, go through Chisom Okpara, number 10, or any other post player, draw the help, and then look to kick out, make the extra pass, and find open shooters.
Tommy Amaker says he's got to be more consistent than what we saw on Saturday. And Jared Cross, who didn't play the last 3 games, knocks down a triple to keep it a 2-point game.
Nice looking stroke right there by Mr. Cross. Don't want to leave him open if you're the Crimson.
Mack might have forced that one. Goes for the steal. Curry. Getting back to what we were saying, Kevin Cook says the competitiveness between Curry and Scovins, those 2 freshmen really bring it at a high level. Into the corner again. Barker. Oh, you've been waiting for that one to fall. His second 3 ball. Coming off 20 points on Tuesday night, and Army back in front by 1.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 31, Barker can really shoot. That whole play, though, that whole sequence started with number 2 Curry, though.
But Lesmond's getting hot. Two threes for Louis Lesmond. Curry. About to see a shooting gallery open up here in Levites Pavilion, and that went in. Curry, 10 to shoot, 7 left in the half. Cross on the drive, kicking out. That's a deep 3 from Barker at the buzzer. Offensive rebound, Johnson, and he's fouled. Abe Johnson's kept so many possessions alive, and it will be Army basketball when we come back. Harvard up by 2 after Army took the brief lead, but Louis Lesmond grabbed it right back. The exciting first-year players that we were talking about early, Malik Mack and Josh Scovins, both still sitting on 0 points as this is out off Lesmond. Army basketball, 6 to shoot. Scovins still sitting on a goose egg in the points column.
Yeah, I'd like to see him take a few more open shots, get himself going. Last couple threes he's taken, he's had a hand in his face.
Mack getting double-teamed every time he has the basketball. And he will draw the whistle and get a chance to go to the free throw line. 1-and-1 coming up for Malik Mack, who at the free throw line is shooting nearly 87%, which ranks 3rd in the Ivy League.
You see there in that replay, anytime he gets past one defender, there's another defender there waiting for him. And that's something he's going to have to get used to. And he's a tremendous talent. He'll figure it out. It's just part of the process.
You know, a lot of times when you have a good freshman season, sometimes you don't see that attention until you come back for your sophomore season. But when you get off to the type of start that Mac has this year, coaches don't wait until your second year before they start pinning their game plans around stopping you, right?
No question. I mean, it was obvious from the jump during the season that if you want to beat Harvard, you have to figure out something and how to handle number 2 Mac.
Something Tommy Amaker, he knew to a degree that he was getting a really good player. There's a rare miss by Mac. So Harvard with its biggest lead in the game, 5 points. Here's the drive by Kendall Haley, and he takes a whack. And Haley will go to the free throw line. These will be the first free throw attempts for Haley in his college career. Freshman from Los Angeles. We'll see he can help boost Army, which is worst in the nation in free throw percentage. They've only hit 52% of their free throws this season, but Haley has no culpability in that until right there.
Jinxed him. You jinxed him.
I guess can't jinx a guy who's never shot a free throw in college, right?
That's true. That's true.
It's something that Kevin Cook said, if I had an answer for it, we'd be a lot better. But we work on it. At some point, it just becomes an individual component. But needless to say, it is hard to win games when you're not making free throws.
No question. And there's not much else you could do other than what they are doing. Let's work on it, practice it, get better, take it one day at a time. And a lot of times it's a confidence thing too. And once they start seeing them fall, I imagine they'll all get better as a team.
PJ, quick trigger. Rebounded by Small.
Good look right there by PJ. I thought he rushed it a little bit for being such an open look. Would have liked him to take his time, gather his feet a little bit more.
Ball always seems to find its way into Curry's hands for a significant portion of every possession. Freshman guard gives it up. Scovins under the basket, blocked by Batiste, but the follow rolls off the rim. Got his miss, but then did not get a third bite at the apple there. Good defense inside by Batiste, who's earned these starting minutes because of Ajibor's absence.
Right place at the right time. A great help side defense, great positioning. He's a great player too. Another promising young first-year guy for the Crimson. Can shoot it, score down low, and very active.
Mac passed up the 3, kicks out Lesmond. Straightaway 3. Third triple for Louis Lesmond. And the Parisians giving Harvard a 7-point lead. And a foul on Batiste on the other end as Small drove to the basket. He'll be at the free throw line. Second personal on the Washington, D.C. native Thomas Batiste. But Louis Lesmond, he was 0 of 8 from the field in Chicago on Saturday, 0 for 4 from downtown. That has not carried itself back to Cambridge. He's taken 5 shots, all threes, and drilled 3 of them.
Yeah, that was an anomaly. Louis Lesmond, number 23, is a great shooter. If you give him open looks, he's going to make more than he misses. I tell you what, though, back to number 2 Mac and his maturity and trying to figure this out as teams start to key on him. Great drive and a great find to his shooter. I'm telling you, this kid can do everything on the floor, and it's going to be fun to watch him develop as he goes on in this Harvard Crimson program.
Those are big free throws for Small as the runner by PJ won't go. Black Knights, quick early shot, too strong. Rebounded by Lesmond.
This pace right here favors the Crimson. This is what they want to do. They want to play fast.
Mac on the gather, and he'll draw another foul. Back to the free throw line for Malik Mack from Oxon Hill, Maryland in the DMV. This one charged to Scovins. That's his second personal. And 2 free throws here for Malik Mack. Played for one of the best AAU programs in the country, one of the best high schools, and one of the best high school leagues in the country in Washington, D.C., in the Catholic League. And Tommy Hipker said, he was so good in high school, he can't play college basketball as a high schooler, so he just went and found the best level that he could play at, and he was tremendous. We knew we were getting a really, really talented player. But an off night from the free throw line. He's missed 3 of his 4 attempts.
Yeah, I guess he's human. Again, finding his way.
TJ Small. And that last shot that Army took, only 4 seconds into the shot clock, it was almost shocking how they've drawn out each possession. Small left open, a three.
And I think that is the game plan. That is the blueprint for an offensive possession if you're Army right now trying to get a W on the road. Let's take your time, use the clock, make the defense work, find a mistake by the defense, and then make them pay.
Small, a career high, 10 points in the first half. There's Mack, his first field goal.
He must have heard you say something about him having an off night. He won't change your mind.
He's got 3 points with just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. He averages over 20, and boy, that was pretty from Allen's spot.
Nice drive, nice finish right there by number 55, Allen's spot. I tell you what, this Army team right now, they're dialed in. Like, this is exactly where they want to be in this first half. Keep it close into halftime. Walk away out of Cambridge with a steal, W on the road.
Mack on the drive, and he'll go back to the free throw line. It's like he's starting to assert himself a little bit more. He's not getting a lot of the shots to fall, but getting himself trips to the charity stripe. That's where we'll be when we come back, but Harvard with Mack up to a 2-point lead against a gritty Army squad. The scoring champion in the Patriot League in Jalen Rucker averaged over 16.5 points a game.
Yeah, it's like we said, it's first year head coach and Coach Kulik, and again, like you said, they lost a ton. But I tell you what, this team does not look like a last place team. Again, it's just one game, one half. And I've seen a lot of basketball. I wouldn't be surprised if they finished higher than last place in the league.
It looks like a team that's gotten a lot of confidence based on the last 2 results. As Johnson goes over Batiste, but doesn't hit the hook.
See Harvard coming out a little zone right there, switching up their defensive look.
Mack into the lane, lost it. Army dislodging the basketball. Kendall Haley, one of many players who went to the United States Military Academy Prep School prior to going to West Point. The school is actually located in West Point, as there's a beautiful drive and finish by TJ Small. Another one who went to the prep school, and Kevin Kulik says when we get those players who come out of the prep school, they're already integrated into the lifestyle here. It's almost like getting a redshirt freshman as Simon turns it over.
Yeah, makes sense. Complete sense. I think that's some of those type of players are the ones they're going to be looking to recruit, and good fit for their program. Great drive right here. Excuse me, this is the Eric pass on the ball screen from Simon to Batiste. But great drive in that previous possession by number 35 Smalls. And, if you're Harvard, you either got to step up and take that charge, or you got to be ready to contest it. It can't be neither.
Army can take the lead with a basket here. 1:20 to go before halftime.
More zone by the Crimson.
Curry on the drive, kick out, 3 ball, Small, too strong. Offensive rebounds, Haley. Deflected pass, and Simon the interception. Here's Mack, lines one up. Has not been able to get going from the field. He's got 4 points. And Army another opportunity to grab the lead again. Here's Haley running to the basket with a right hand. Kendall Haley, 3 points, most he's had in his young college career.
Impressive finish, impressive drive.
Piget into the corner, Simon left all alone. Johnson the rebound. And now the shot clock, virtually no difference between that and the game clock. Army can take a lead into halftime and maybe more than a 1-point lead.
Army playing well right now. It'd be nice to go into halftime with a made bucket right here.
Black Knights fans erupting behind their bench. 5 to shoot. Curry gets it right back. 3 left on the timer. Curry with a runner. It falls off. And the Black Knights will go in the locker room with a 1-point lead.